Hello and welcome to the Healer's Commentary. Doses of gameplay with an injection of thoughts, critique, and advice. My name is BlueGhost75, giving 2.8.2 a try. Voltar has gotten some changes. I don't know if they're nerfs or not. I'm not sure what's going on behind all his major designs past a while, because just looking at the patch notes for 2.8.2, I just reading off the notes. Dreams of Greed now only works when heal wave is fully charged. So instead of 2 per target, no matter what the heal is, you only get that extra when it's fully charged, when it's at its max. It doesn't really make it all that viable for me, because in the time it takes to fully charge one heal, you could land about 3 or 4 heals. So it kind of seems counterintuitive, unless you're going for a charge-based build, maybe, but it doesn't really seem to be that worthwhile. That's just my personal opinion, because if you're with a group of people, like 2 or 3 solar at a time, 3 times, or 3 solar every 3 or 4 seconds, I understand, like, I don't think it was a bad idea. It's just that Dreams of Greed is gonna be a bit of a rare pick from now on, I feel. Heal wave charging now works exponential, making healing stronger if you charge longer. So the in-between point is very slow. The minimum is really low, but the maximum is a little bit more. In between, it takes a long time. It's either it charges up first, it hits a midpoint, stays there for a little while, then it cranks right up. It's like cranks to the middle, stays there for a few seconds, then cranks to the full. So in between isn't a good idea. It's either stay at minimum or go for charge, for full charge. And with that in mind, the minimum's been reduced by 10. So let me think. Because for droids, the minimum is 5. That's 5 at the minimum and 25 for allied Awesomenauts. And then increased by 10, so either 110 or 100. No, wait. No, it's the same because it's 100 and neither 120. So the max is, I think it's a little bit more. I think it's 110 or 130. And then revert it euphoric thoughts to 80 max heal from 70. So I think the developer's trying to encourage more charge-based builds, because I don't see very many people use it. Just hold down the healing button. So I'm trying to think why this is going towards it. Is this anything to do with the problems people are experiencing with the Voltar and Sentry combo? Because I don't feel this really hampers Sentry's ability with Voltar. This just hampers Voltar's ability to make money, which I'm not opposed to. It just takes longer to make money. It is quite challenging to make money in the first part of the game, but I find that just buying Happy Thoughts is enough. It does the job anyway. And then combine it with the heal bot when you need to give that extra bit of boost, that extra bit of healing either during a fight or when you're pushing against the turret. Those are good times to do that, and having that extra healing with the heal wave does help. And I was just trying to think about as much as I could before I gave my opinion on it. Because I don't think I'll be using Dreams of Greed all that much. I don't think it's really worth waiting, because I don't think you make any more money that way. However, I can see use for euphoric thoughts, because I could see it being used towards the end of a game. It could work out quite well, because I was just trying to think about what I could use here. Because I could see euphoric thoughts being combined with Happy Thoughts near the end of a game, when a Voltar doesn't have to make money as badly. When he's at a point where he's comfortable, or when he's maxed out. Like, being maxed out could be quite rare, because you really do have to think about what you need more. Do you need to make money fast, or do you need to heal your allies more than you need to make money? Because if you try to go for just hold down heals and try to make money, you're barely going to heal anybody, especially for droids. It's almost nothing. So there's that to consider. However, you can work with Happy Thoughts. It's not like Happy Thoughts is useless now. Dreams of Greed, I don't really think is really worthwhile unless you're staying with one person. Maybe if you're staying with allies and going for a ally-focused, aggressive type of build, I tend to focus on pushing lanes quite a bit, and if my allies are around, I'll try to help them out. Because I've noticed that a lot of people don't push lanes very much, if at all. So I found myself doing quite well with Genji, but if I have allies who help me push, then that's when I do very well. If I have allies who understand that I do best by pushing, as being a pusher, that Voltar is, I can do well. But if I have allies who are running across the map, chasing after people the entire time, I have a lot of difficulty, because if I try to stay with allies, there's no progress in pushing. Or if I stay with the droids, then my allies are just... there's not a lot of progress gets made if you ignore droids. They're not... it's not like they're gonna stop until you get back. They're just going to keep on pushing lanes. If the enemy's pushing lanes and you're not, the game will be over soon. There has to be at least one person pushing lanes. Now, Voltar doesn't do very well by himself, especially now. He's supposed to stay with his allies, his allied Awesomenauts, and work that way, so... Voltar really does have to rely on who his teammates are. How do I feel about these changes? I just feel that where Voltar's a medic, he really needs to rely on his teammates, especially with these changes, because he barely helps droids at all for the first little while of a match. However, once he upgrades his healing, either from his heal bot or from his healing wave, then he can get the job done anyway. However, it's not... if he combines his healing, either 2 sources of healing, or if he maxes out one healing, because maxing out heal bot can work very, very well. You can heal more damage that a turret can give. But even having Happy Thoughts does do the job. It's just... it's not like his healing is that bad. It's reduced, but I don't feel that he does worse. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's just that it takes longer for him to make money. And it's challenging, but you do have to be very careful, because medics are... well, they really need their items to do well. Like, it can be difficult, but if you're going to play as Voltar, you need to make sure you have allies who you can count on. Because if you end up being by yourself, or if you have allies who keep making mistakes or keep trying to go after kills when they shouldn't be, when they should back off and just farm the lanes, or if they keep running into the enemy when they keep making mistakes, say they keep running into Yuri's mines and Leon pulls them into Yuri's mines, that kind of thing, it's very difficult. Like, it's hard to know if your allies are any skilled with Awesomenaut. Could be someone who's max prestige and is their first time with a character, like with Scree or Sentry or anything like that. Because I noticed the Sentry in this match did do quite well, but he was more concerned with getting kills. However, Raylan, I think, was on the newer side, but she was doing well in that she was learning from her mistakes. Therefore, well, she was able to recover from her mistakes and learn from that. But not in this game. I found that just trying to rush in and get kills, that doesn't really work. However, with Voltar and Sentry on the blue team trying to push back, wasn't quite working, because I was able to... Raylan and I were able to take care of the lanes, and Sentry was the one who was able to distract the enemy and deal tons of damage. So I'm not trying to pick on the Na in this match, just that the team needs to have a balance, pushing the lane and killing Awesomenauts, because you win the game by taking down the turrets, and the easiest way to take down turrets is to have droids be in front of you and take that damage. Now, with Voltar taken into the formula, healing the droids while dealing damage to the turrets, and trying to keep the enemy away from damaging your droids, either by killing them or at least keeping them away, is a secondary objective. Getting kills is secondary. If you do manage to get a kill, you have to make as much progress as you can before the enemy gets back. Because if you just run around, get kills, chase the other guy, because I see this happen over and over and over again, I'm just thinking, is this the right way of doing this, or am I seeing something wrong here? Is it something I'm doing, or is it my allies doing it? Because someone might get a kill, then they'll chase the other person around, Instead of pushing lanes, they'll just chase that person around from lane to lane to lane. I think it's intentional from the enemy because they know that that person wants to get that kill so bad, but that enemy knows that if they can buy time, then no progress gets made on the lanes. Therefore, that kill is really pointless. Even though they get more solar, if they just chase people around, you don't really make a ton of progress that way. And tiny bug a little there. Anyway. Yeah, some bugs in replay. We'll have to let the developers know that. So, no, I'm not bothered with Voltar himself. It's just, as a support, it's very important that his teammates work together with his strengths and weaknesses. As I've learned from the Team Fortress 2 community, a support doesn't make a bad team good. A support can make a good team incredible. So there's that. So even if I don't have very good teammates, I can try to do what I can, but I can't do it all myself. We're in a team. It's not my team. I need someone who can deal with what I cannot do well with my character. I can only do so much as Voltar. So there's strengths and weaknesses. If there are, my allies are better built towards getting kills, then I usually pick an Awesomenaut who is better at pushing or protecting lanes. Either Genji with occupying the enemy or pushing lanes, or Yuri more for defending lanes, that kind of thing. Or Voltar, if he can work well with people who can push lanes, or heal people who have lots of health, or can deal lots of damage, protecting allies or droids, that kind of thing. Synergy, team composition is quite important. That's something I feel that a lot of people should learn. However, maybe it's just me not being on the same page as my allies. However, I just don't feel that going for kills all the time and never making a push isn't really how you make progress in this game, because you can't end a game fast by pushing. And that's how you progress in the leaderboard, the quote-unquote leaderboard. So, yeah. I'm not too concerned about kill-death ratio, so don't expect me to follow you around going for 20 to nothing or anything like that. But that's just kind of mini rant. I don't have a problem with the patch. It's just Voltar is more reliant on his teammates, so he won't do as well with making money any faster. He has to decide if he wants to make quick money for almost no healing, or make really good healing for slower income. So it's just that you have to take into mind and decide if you need to change your playstyle to adapt. So if it's anything to do with the upcoming tournament, just trying to iron out any problems, I don't really think this fixed anything. This just slows down the problem. It didn't quite stop it. But that's just what I think right now. It's not my... Just after an evening of playing, this is what I think right now. So I might have a different opinion in about a week's time, or if there's another patch. I don't think Voltar's a problem here. I really think there are other things that we can do to improve the situation. If it's Sentry, you should focus on Sentry. Because Voltar, I can work with these changes. I don't feel that Voltar's been hindered. Hindered in the idea that he's just been slowed down with making money. That's really it. However, Euphoric Thoughts is more attractive, but I don't think I'll be using Greed all that much now. So yeah, there's my thoughts on 2.8.2 with Voltar. Thanks very much for watching.